Hello, World on Twist, and welcome to Raw Recap and Review. This is the February 2nd, 2026 episode of Monday Night Raw from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this is part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, man, if you don't get off the video and click part 1 up here, bro, stop playing around with me. But if you have seen part 1, welcome back! We left off with Penta and Bronson Reed having their matchup. Penta won by countout. Now we get on to the next thing. We have Dom Mysterio is back. He hurt his shoulder, I believe, at a AAA event. But now he is back. And he pops out with the double champs. Mustache pristine. He added more lip to the neck tattoo, so good for him. He walks down there and he's like, the only reason I came to a place like Philadelphia is to celebrate his girl, Liv Morgan. So that leads to Liv Morgan popping out. If you don't know, if you didn't see my Royal Rumble review, Liv Morgan won the Royal Rumble. So now she has a choice to pick between Stephanie Vaquer and Jade Cargill. So Liv comes out and they hit her with the "You deserve it" chant. She's like, I know I deserve it. And she says she's the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time, you know. But she lets you know you might not get a decision tonight. She doesn't want to rush the decision. She says she's gonna be watching, see what happens tonight, and probably going to SmackDown to really decide what she want to do. But we all know she don't want to fight Jade. Come on now, she don't want to fight Jade. And the reason she wants to wait is because she knows Raquel's fighting Stephanie Vaquer for the World Heavyweight Championship. But she says Raquel is gonna win the match tonight, and then Raquel Rodriguez pops out. And she's like, you know, we've been talking about a lot of things going around, winning, but the real question is, why'd you eliminate me from the Rumble? And she was like, Liv was like, Raquel, it's not like, it's not like that. You know, I love you. I love you. He's like, I get my opportunity in the future. I'm gonna get the belt later. You're gonna get the belt now. It's all cool, And she's like, yeah. You know what? I am gonna win tonight, but also by myself. I'm gonna need you to go to the back, because it's going to be more impressive if I win it all by myself. And Liv's like, okay, I got you. You got it. And then that leads to, actually, the last match of the night. And it's a banger. We get Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer, the World Heavyweight Champion, in a Philadelphia street fight. And my favorite thing about street fights is, usually when they come to street fights, they tape the hand, and they wearing jeans. Raquel popped up first up with the jeans. I said, wait a second. She got jeans on. That means Stephanie gotta have the jeans. And what Stephanie do? She walk out with the jeans on. And she even has like the leg things usually wears with a tire on top of the jeans. I was like, this is hilarious. They have the jeans on. We get into the Philly street fight. The match instantly starts with Raquel spearing Stephanie into the corner. But Stephanie fights back out of it, hitting Raquel with a boot when she tries to tag her again. That leads to Raquel fighting back and then throwing Stephanie back into the corner and then hitting the multiple elbows facing the other way back to Stephanie. Stephanie fights out of it, doing a tilt-a-whirl combo into a pin. But then she gets hit with a clothesline by Raquel, and then Raquel picks her up, stops her on the rope, back into a suplex, and into a pin. 1, 2, kick out from Stephanie. Now we get Stephanie fighting Raquel on the apron, and she's starting kicking her while she's on the apron, and then jumps up with a big jumping knee to Raquel on the apron. Then from inside the ring, she does a springboard crossbody to the outside on Raquel, and then she starts aura farming for the crowd, getting right with the crowd. That leads to Stephanie giving the people what they want. She ends up grabbing a table from underneath the ring. We love tables. But Raquel stops all the fun by hitting Stephanie with a big clothesline, and then throws her into the barricade. But Stephanie's fighting hard back. She tries to get the momentum back. She ends up jumping on Raquel from the steps, tries to hit her Karana, but Raquel catches her. Big power bomb through the table, and that's how we get to a commercial break. We get back from the commercial break with Raquel attacking Stephanie's foot again. She puts her in between the steel steps, and then is attacking the steel steps, and then she even gets a chair and hits the steel steps, but she misses. Out of it, hurts her hand. That leads to Stephanie picking up a kendo stick and then wailing right on Raquel. But Raquel fights out of it using a unique offense. She picks up the hood as used on the announce table and hits Stephanie with it, and then tries to hit her with a Tejana bomb. But that gets reversed by Stephanie. She tries to hit her in the knee, but that gets reversed by Raquel, and she ends up picking up Stephanie and then slams her into the ring post. Gets her back in the ring, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Stephanie. Then we have a little botch. Raquel tries to sandwich the chair in between the ring posts, but when she tries to slam Stephanie into there, the chair falls. Stephanie tries to push her, but she stops herself. That leads to Stephanie improvising, getting the kendo stick, wailing on Raquel, and then hitting her with a back suplex. Then she tries to go for the signature, the devil's kiss. Tries to wrap around, but when she tried to do, Raquel lifts her up and then slams her into the rope, and then hits her with a big super kick. But I get a kick out. After hitting Raquel with the super kick, Raquel tries to rolls out the ring. Stephanie tries to walk over there in the corner, but boom! Big garbage can hit to Stephanie by Raquel, and that leads to Raquel with Stephanie down, putting a whole bunch of chairs into the ring. Again, the amalgamation of chairs. That leads to Stephanie coming on top of the top rope, tries to hit Raquel with a crossbody when she gets back in the ring, but she gets caught by Raquel, and then big fall away slam onto the steel chairs. Then Raquel puts her on top of the chairs again. She goes to the corner, tries to do the jumping corkscrew spinning elbow, but that gets reversed by Stephanie. She gets out the way, and now she goes for the devil's kiss again on the chair. She's going ah 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 ah. Then she rolls out the ring with Raquel, and then does the devil's kiss on the steel steps, going shout out Booker T. And that's how we get to the commercial break. We get back from commercial break with Raquel hitting a big clothesline on Stephanie on the outside, and then she slams her into the steel steps. We get back into the ring. Raquel tries to go for the boot on Stephanie, but it gets reversed by Stephanie. She gets caught on the ring rope, and they hit one of my favorite moves Stephanie does. She grabs a leg and just wrenches, dragon screw. I love that move. It looked nasty, bro. That leads to Stephanie grabbing the garbage can. Now she wants to do some damage. She puts it on top of Raquel's head. She's sitting in the corner. Then hits her with the big Meteora. Knees to the face. Goes for a pin. 1, 2. Gets a kick out from her. Now Stephanie's trying to get the match over. She tries to go for the SVB. She lifts her up, but Raquel fights out of it, hits her with a big clothesline. Then she picks up the trash can and then throws it at Stephanie. She catches it. Big boot by Raquel. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Stephanie. That leads to Raquel getting the table. Puts it in the ring. Sets it up. Hits Stephanie with a big hip attack. Then picks her up for the Tejana bomb. But it gets reversed into a clothesline. That leads to a double down. Raquel gets help from Liv. Liv pops up out of nowhere, grabs the belt, and then says, here, get the belt. That leads to Stephanie grabbing Raquel and now throws into the chair in the corner, because they fixed it during the commercial break. They throw her back into the chair in the corner, and then she sets her up on the table and then tries to go to the top rope. But then Roxanne Perez comes out of nowhere, tries to attack Stephanie, but Stephanie gets her, headbutts her, and she falls into a table that was on the outside. That leads Raquel now getting on the top rope, fighting Stephanie on the top rope. They're fighting back and forth, and that leads to a situation of Raquel almost powerbombing Stephanie, but as she's going, Stephanie reverses out of it and then turns that into a hurricanrana through the table. Not through the table. It cracked a little bit. It didn't break all the way, but it cracked. It went through, and she goes on the top rope, hits the twisting senton. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vaquer retains the championship. I give this match a 4-star match. Extremely fun street fight. There's nothing more you guys want more in a street fight. You get weapons, you get carnage, you get tables, you get you get a whole bunch of things going around. You can't really make a bad street fight as long as you use the weapons. It's always going to be fun. But after the match, Stephanie is celebrating, but Liv Morgan out of nowhere hits Stephanie with an Oblivion because she's near the corner. And then while Stephanie's on the ground, she picks up the belt, which is always a curse. Never hold the belt before you win it. Poses over Stephanie. So that makes us let us know maybe Liv's going for her. Now we get to the main event of the evening, and it's not a match because Roman Reigns is here to do a promo. He's doing his promo because he just won the Royal Rumble as well. And he's having this announcement about who he's gonna face. I ain't gonna lie, Roman Reigns came out clean too. He had the Carhartt jacket on, black diamonds. They was hitting. He gets out there, he walks down to the ring. Everyone's had their ones up. You know, they're going Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. And then he goes to say, Philly, acknowledge me. They go OTC. And he's like, he's pretty happy. He's smiling. He mentions how like he's had big highs and lows in Philly. You know, he won his first WWE championship on his daughter's birthday in Philly. But then he lost his last championship in Philly, and I think I'm pretty sure he said he won his first Rumble in Philly, and now after the Rumble, the first show next up is in Philly. So now he's really happy to be in Philly, and he says he has a decision to make, and he would like the crowd to help him with it. The crowd instantly starts chanting CM Punk. But he goes, what do you feel about Drew McIntyre? They're like, boo. The crowd's not like with that. And he goes, CM Punk. Everyone's going, yeah. And then you hear, CM Punk pops out with the championship, with the new shirt on. He pops out, gets down to the ring. Before he's getting down to the ring, Roman instantly takes his Carhartt jacket off. I was like, oh, they finna get to it, huh? And Punk, on the way down, takes his jacket off. He gets into the ring. And before he even talks to him, he instantly walks past him, goes to the camera, and talks directly to Finn Balor. He said, hey, you don't want to do bad things? You don't think you're a bad guy? He said, hey, well, I'm finna do bad things to you. Keep messing with me. Roman like, hey, yo, you good? You tweaking? Like, do you not see me? He's like, you gonna interrupt me when I'm doing my speech for some Finn Balor? I was like, that's crazy. Why we burying Finn like that? That's crazy. He still don't get no respect. And then Punk is like, I don't know who you're talking to. You're a visitor on my show. Like, you want to be part-time all the time. Like, this is my show. I'm here every day, like every Monday. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're a visitor to me. And then he goes on to push his case of why Roman should pick him. But he goes, you know what? You supposed to pick me, but we all know you're going to take the easy way out. You're going to pick Drew. And Roman like, hold on now. I know I ain't had the biggest thing with Drew, but like, you hating right now. Like, he 4 times bigger than you. Like, Drew Cole, he not better than me, but he Cole. He was like, I know you're not talking about the same man that had you cry over a bracelet. Like, you was crying over a bracelet, man. And Punk like, hold on now, better chill out. Because the last time people wanted to play about me with that bracelet, they ran out of staples trying to staple that head in. Like, I'm like, oh, he got him with that one. And he says, you know what? He said, you're kind of right about Drew. I beat him before, but. And then Roman goes to say, you know what? He said, yeah, you beat Drew, but I didn't beat Drew for like over a year, dude. That's not impressive. And then Punk goes, yeah, you did beat him, but you and the rest of your cousins. And the crowd go, oh. And that leads to Roman saying that his family is the reason WWE is not irrelevant anymore, especially after he left and shit on the company. He had to protect the company and build it back up. He also went back to a claim that Roman said during the Pat McAfee, he was saying there's no young guys bringing up the company. That's why I got to keep coming back and forth. And then Punk's like, hold on now. I'm fighting against that. He said, I've been here on every Raw, going to all these shows in Europe and all these countries. And you've been at home taking quarterly vacations. And then he hits it with he said, you know what? You did have that long run, but that run wasn't better than mine. Just because you had more days doesn't mean you had better runs than me. You was fighting less comp compared to him. That's what Punk's saying. He said, you chose to be a part-time champion. I chose to be a fighting champion. And then he goes, you know what, Roman? He said, he gives Roman instructions. He said, you learn from the best, Ever since I'm the one that got the shield here, you didn't learn, you got right. You wanted the best, but he's still not the best in the world. And Punk basically said, you know what, bro? He didn't say it, but he basically said, you can't fuck with me. And he knows he's going to beat you at WrestleMania and show everyone why he's the best in the world. But Roman, he fights back to that. He's like, you know what? He says, of course, you want to be in every country and every show because you took a 10-year vacation. You was gone forever. And he was like, also, when we had your little thing on another company and you wanted to come back here, he's like, who do you think approved you signing here? Everyone was asking me for my approval. I was like, ooh. He was like, you was the one that left and started talking shit about the company. Like, I had to approve that. He proved like he said how he made his life way harder dealing with all that. And then he also said, you want to talk about some zebras? I'm glad he mentioned Zebras, because if you don't know, Zootopia 2 is a movie that CM Punk and Roman Reigns are they're cops that are zebras. So they're a duo in the movie. And then Roman finished it off his promo with saying, I'm picking you because I hate you. I can't wait to see the match at WrestleMania. I feel like Roman's going to win, barring any shenanigans. I feel like the only way Punk wins is if he turns heel and like probably hits Roman in the nuts or something. I don't know. But that is the end of part 2. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, please. If you enjoy wrestling content like this, with wrestling discussions, subscribe to the channel. I'm Twist, and I'm out.